Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Monday announcements live from the Findlay-Hancock County Chamber of Commerce. Happy to have you along with us, not just on Facebook, but also on LinkedIn and YouTube. We're all over the place, even expanding our message beyond that in the coming weeks. We're going to do things a little differently than we have in the past today. We're going to have guests, not just one, not two, three guests have all volunteered to be guinea pigs in this first trial run of it. We'll introduce them to you as we get into our upcoming events here at the Chamber. So let's just do that right now. Here is a look at what's going up with our Chamber of Commerce events this coming week. As you can see, it's looking pretty busy here. We'll have a happy hour for the Findlay Young Professionals tomorrow from 5 until 7. That's taking place at Finn's. I don't know if you can see right here, but it says half off appetizers available until 6:30. That's something to take advantage of. But if you're a young professional, remember that goes up to age 45 for our young professionals group here. So it's a good way to expand your network in Findlay and Hancock County, and a great way to eat some good food too at Finn. So be sure to check that out. And if you are a business owner and you want to get some of your employees to stick around the area, getting them involved in the Findlay Young Professionals is a great way for them to start to really put roots down here. We have a 10 at 10 business roundtable coming up on Thursday at 10 in the morning. No more than 10 people, hence the name 10 at 10. It's a small group networking event, not necessarily networking per se as, hey, here's my business, here's what I do, but really talking about the issues of the day impacting area businesses. We've talked a lot about employee recruitment and retention. We've talked a lot about inflation and really the current events that are impacting the local business community. That's what we're talking about, and ways that we can help each other, ways that we've found to get around some of the problems we've seen over the last couple of years, that type of thing. If you're interested in that, it is a free event for chamber members. All you need to do is go to Findlay-Hancock-Chamber.com and go to the calendar section to register for that. We also have a ribbon cutting coming up Thursday afternoon at 4 at Good Samaritan in Arlington. And here to tell us about that, Abigail Mikesell. Abigail, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Doug?
I'm doing just fine. Of course, Abigail Mikesell, one of our ambassador coach here. So you're kind of pulling double duty at this event. Not only will the ambassadors be there to cut the ribbon, but this is where you work every day. So tell us what's going on.
So we are having our 100th year celebration. So we are celebrating 100 years as Good Samaritan Society. And then we are also celebrating 50 years of being in the Arlington community and serving the communities around. So big, we're very proud of what the communities has, as much as the community has supported us, and of what our staff and residents and families are able to do. So we are doing a ribbon cutting at 4, and the event will be from 4 to 6 out in our north courtyard. We're going to have light food, appetizers, and some wine. So if anybody wants to come out, just let us know.
There you go. Should be a great time. Abigail, thanks for taking time to tell us about it today. I'm looking forward to it. We'll take the ribbon. Well, there they are. We'll take my scissors off the wall there and bring them down to Arlington for what a great community partner in the Arlington community and Good Samaritan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
There you go. How fun was that? We had our first ever guest right here on the Monday announcements. We've got 2 more to come too. One last thing to tell you about for this week. We do have a women's mentoring connection taking place Friday the 30th at 8 in the morning. The topic you can see there, maintaining work-life boundaries even when it's hard, especially hard these days. And to learn more about that event, you just go to our calendar section. You can click directly on it. You can see it'll be at the Birchhaven Clubhouse. Again, doors open at 7:30. They'll have the welcome at 7:50, and then the whole conversation goes from 8 until 9. We've got a couple of member-hosted events to tell you about this week. First, a restaurant masterclass, commodity cost strategies and solutions from GBQ Partners in Kyrie from GBQ joining us. Kyrie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And I'm happy to have you with us. I'm happy that you volunteered to be a guinea pig with us here to tell us a little bit more about the event. What can people expect out of this? Who should attend this?
Yeah, of course. So this is a restaurant masterclass webinar that we have for our masterclass series throughout the year. And this is open to anyone if you'd like to join. This is actually qualifies for 1 hour of CPE credit for accountants out there. So feel free to register. We also are looking for any CFOs or owners of restaurants and operators as well. To just give a little tidbit about what it's about, as everyone has probably imagined and gone through, today's ever-changing economic climate is just crazy. And so restaurant operators face more challenges than ever in managing commodity and other supply chain costs. This webinar, we actually have a great lineup of panelists from Food Service Advantages, Cogswell, and Cameron Mitchell Restaurant. We'll be going over strategies that account for and meet the complexities of fluctuating commodity prices.
Very good. Thank you for telling us about this. Is way better than when I try and explain. And you guys do a wealth of these. We see these posted all the time. I think GBQ is very good about having these types of events for businesses of all different types.
Yes, of course.
All right, Kyrie, we will talk to you again soon. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So be sure to check that out if you are a restaurant owner or if you are an accountant for an area restaurant. That is a really, really good way to stay up on what's going on there and manage your costs. Another Chamber of Commerce member held event this week will be Silent Watch. Allen-Kramp Wealth Management will be hosting this at the courthouse. Let's bring in Titus Allen to tell us all about that. Titus, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is actually working exactly as I planned with absolutely no prep other than me thinking I know how it's supposed to work. So I'm in great spirits this afternoon.
Doing a great job. And I'm just thrilled that I actually still, it's good to know that I still qualify as a young business person in the community. I think probably won't be in that list for too much longer, right?
And take advantage while you can. I only got a couple years left too, but I mean, hey, half price apps this week. So why not?
Absolutely.
Titus, tell us about Silent Watch and what will be happening on Thursday, the 29th.
Thursday, 29th. So very quickly, it's in response to and in honor of us losing a very dear friend, Gavin Smith. And shortly after the Twin Towers, he joined, did 2 or 3 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. And then we lost him last November. 22 a day, we lose 22 vets every day to suicide. And again, with this being Suicide Prevention Month, that was another reason why we thought this was a really good month to do this. So on Thursday, it'll start at 7. There'll be an opening ceremony. And then every 22 minutes, we will rotate out. There'll be a short, brief ceremony as people who are watching the casket, as military does, be rotating out every 22 minutes and putting new ones in. Closing ceremonies at 5, and that should be hopefully impactful. And what we're trying to do is just, again, raise awareness. And if anybody wants to donate to these causes, get them the information and just realize that, yes, all suicide we need to be aware and help people that have that need, but also more so for the vets who are trained, or at least thought process isn't to take help of any kind, which makes it more serious for them, pull themselves by the bootstraps and all. But just knowing the signs and making sure the community knows the problem, how they can help, and how they can get involved.
Well, this has always been a community that steps up for its veterans, and thank you for doing this. I think it's obviously a topic that needs a gentle hand but needs an eye on it, and I appreciate you guys leading the charge on it.
Thank you.
All right, Titus Allen from Allen-Kramp Wealth Management joining us here on the Monday announcements. Again, you can always check out the events going on with our chamber members as well as the Chamber of Commerce. All you have to do is drop down into that program and events section of the website, and you can learn more about it. The calendar, that's the Chamber of Commerce events and member-hosted events. That would be like what GBQ and Allen-Kramp Wealth Management are doing. So that's what's going on there. One last thing for you. Jobs, if you're a Chamber of Commerce member and you have open positions, you can post them anytime, much like you can post your events that you're holding. So if you're having a webinar or you're having a community event like we just heard about, you can post those on our website and we'll highlight those here. And as you can see, we'll now have you on the Monday announcements to tell us a little bit more about them. We'll do the same thing with jobs as well. You can see we have one job posted in the last 30 days. Want to get those up. So if you're a Chamber of Commerce member, feel free to submit those. You can get a hold of me if you don't know how, and I'll help you out with that. Again, it's Tidy Rides of Findlay. They're looking for an automotive detailer. They're seen a lot of business growth. We just talked to them a couple of weeks ago. So it's a good chance to get in on a business that's doing very well here in Findlay and Hancock County. That is going to do it for the Monday announcements this week. Of course, we're going to be live a few times. You'll see us at the ribbon cutting. We'll be meeting some new members this week. We have some anniversary members this week. So you'll see them on Facebook. You'll see these videos on YouTube and on LinkedIn and probably a few different platforms before we're all said and done. Big thanks to Kyrie. Big thanks to Abigail and Titus for joining us today. And we will talk to you again next week on the Monday announcements live from the Findlay-Hancock County Chamber of Commerce.